Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Siddharth Basin. As part of my final project for CMPE 281 Fall 2016, as my team number is 5, we are demonstrating infrastructure as a service. So in that I have selected or chosen two modules which I will be implementing. The first one is mobile sensor cloud management. In this, I will allow the users to register, configure, and manage different type of sensors. So as part of this video, I have only managed to the user to be able to register different sensors, whereas in the final product or in the final project, I will be able to, or I have chosen that in the second phase, I will be able to give or allow users to create sensors in the form of clusters where each one will be able to interact, or there will be a common hub among sensors. That's what the final aim is. But in this video I will only be showing, or I have only accomplished till creating sensors. As the second part of my video, I will allow users to perform on demand automatic provision of different sensors. So from this I mean to say that the user will be able to request for new sensors whenever required and whenever needed. And as part of my second phase, and a little bit now also, what I have done is that the user can terminate the sensors on will or whenever they require. I'm also planning to execute an automatic termination so that the user can allocate the resources once the need is over. So by this, the user can save a lot of money and resources of their own. So now I will demonstrate my work. I'm in a team of 4 members. So in this, I have worked on the first two modules, whereas the others have done like infrastructure, user interface, and different things. And someone has taken billing. So we have integrated some parts of the project, but not all. So I will demonstrate mine. So this is my project, as you can see. So I will just run it in the local server right now, but we will deploy it in Amazon BlueStack later. So it is a web application which uses many APIs of AWS so that we can use the or manage the console from our application rather than going to their user interface. So I will just demonstrate the link on the browser rather going there. So this is our homepage. I know, I mean, it is not completely completed yet, but we have just done the requirements right now. User interface is handled by someone else and it will be completed later. So there are two kind of users. One is the admin and one is the end user. So as part of our project, what we have done is that a city council can track the traffic in different streets or different zones, and how they can do is that they can create themselves as a user, and then they can deploy different sensors on different VTA buses. This will help, like there will be different sensors on different VTA buses. So what will happen is as the bus moves, the sensors can track the traffic and can report back to the uh, cloud. So what will happen is that we can manage real-time traffic scenarios, and it will be of great help. So as part of the users, there are two kind of users. One is admin and the other one is the end user. So the end user registration is absolutely free, and if you are already a user, you can sign in, otherwise you can sign up. Let's start with signing up. Since I clicked signing up, these are the different fields which we have to enter and then sign up to create a new user. So as I said, we are the end user will be a council. So let's say the end user name is San Jose Traffic Council. Let their last name be San Jose. Let the username be SJTC. That's San Jose Traffic Council, or maybe control. And let's give them a password, something. Address. Let's assume this stays somewhere. 9 is J. Let the email be email. I mean, I haven't. That's it. The payment, obviously, you have to give. The payment has to be. Payment details have to be saved in your account. So I won't be sharing any payment details now. So I will just enter some random values. Expiry. So we are all set. We have filled all the details, and the user is going to be created. So as we can see, a new user has been created. In this application, we have also used Java session, JSP session. So what they do is they return you the name of the user. So since current username is SJTC, you can see it here. I just forgot to tell you that this application is a Java web application, and the interface is through HTML and CSS. And HTML, the front end and back end are linked through JSP pages and servlets. So let's begin. As you can see, this is the user dashboard. Uh, this section is handled by the other members of my team. These three sections are my part. So I will try to create a new sensor. So the creation of sensor takes a little bit time. As we can see, the page is loading right now. The sensor actually will be an EC2 instance. Since in AWS EC2 instance takes some time to initiate or initialize. So as we can see, the instance has been created successfully, which is a good thing. So we'll just go back, and since we can't see any sensors here right now because ours was a new account, we'll just try to refresh the page and see if the let's see. As we can see, the downtown San Jose instance has been created and its state is currently running. So we can verify this through the EC2 console. Okay, so as we can see, the instance state is running right now. This was another instance which was created before, so only one instance is created per request. Don't get confused with the two initializing instances. So this is how we can create a new instance. So I'll just go back and try to explain more things. So we are currently in the manager sensor manager window. So we just created a new sensor through create new. And now what if a user wants to edit the or change the state of its instance? So as we can see, either we can start, we can stop, or we can terminate. So for this we have to enter a sensor name. So for that, let this be the sensor name. Since we have only one instance running, I would like to stop it. Stop operation completed successfully. So we'll just go back and we will go to EC2 instance and we will see what's happening. So as we can see, our instance is getting stopped. I will just terminate the other instance to avoid any confusion. So the same way we can start the instance also. If we go and click start, our new instance will be started. So let us create another instance. Let's say that our downtown needs two instances. Okay, and I will try to create a new instance. So once the instance is created, we can see a new instance over here. So again, it will take a few seconds, but I think it's part of the application, part of the AWS EC2. So there's nothing much one can do. So instance created successfully. So again, we can see from here, if we reload the page, that a new instance will be creating or initializing. Yeah, we can see that this instance has been getting initialized. And if we try to refresh this one, see, so we can see that our previous instance, the state is stopped, whereas for this instance, the state is run. So this is how a user can manage their instances. A user can also terminate their instance if they want. We will show termination in the end, but let us go to the other blocks of our functionalities, and then we'll come back and try to terminate an instance. To the view, view is quite simple. A user can specifically view their own instances. A user can't view the instance of other users. So as we can see for I as a user, there are only two instances. One is running and one is in the stopped state, patrolling. Now this is the main application of our uh, project. So what are we gonna do here that we can patrol? We can start patrolling. We can request a sensor on a VTA bus to start from here to there. So we can actually take the route of a VTA bus and plan. So we have to provide a sensor name. So which sensor can we choose? So suppose we are choosing this sensor, and then we have to provide an destination. So that, let's suppose you are coming from MLK Library of San Jose and coming to First and Julian. So you can write 39 West Julian. Suppose you want to on this route, we'll start patrolling. So the patrolling part is handled by my other teammate who hasn't integrated his part yet. So this is up till my part, which helps to reach the which makes the information reach his interface, my teammate interface. So patrolling will be handled by him. That's all. So coming back here, this is where we can actually patrol an instance. That's how we can do. So that's all about it. I will just show you. I'll just show you the admin page so that I'll just restart the application. I just want to show you the admin side. There's another module for which we can provide different functionalities for the admin, since admin has more rights than a user and more responsibilities. So this so for admin, if you have admin has a special username and password. So once it is I think I wrote by mistake. So this is the interface of the admin, the dashboard of the admin. So for admin, the dashboard will be much better, but we haven't integrated all the components yet. So it looks a little bit like this. So an admin has four functions, can do four functions. It can view all users, it can manage users, it can view all sensors, and it can manage all sensors. So by saying that it can view all users, it means that we will get a list of all the users present in our system. So only admin is there, and the only user we created few minutes back. So we can see both of them and all their details. So manage users. This is a little bit extra functionality which we have tried to add. In this, what we are trying to do is that an admin can edit or delete a user. Suppose a user is unable to edit themselves, so an admin can do that. So if we want to change the first name of the any user, then admin can do that. Admin has to select the username, is the username, select edit, and go. And this is how an admin can change the fields. So council. So let's say that instead of council we want control. So admin can change any field that you want, make the changes. So as we can see, changes were updated successfully. Pardon me for the simple interface. Once the product is integrated, all the components are integrated, we will have a really better interface later. So if we now refresh the page, we'll see that the name has been updated. So to explain this more, I have used two databases. One is the users database and other is the sensor table database. So in the users database, I save all the user details. As we can see, there's a row for admin, there's a row for San Jose Traffic Council as well, and all the details are actually can be seen. So we can manage. This is how we track each and every user and their details. And as far as sensors are concerned, we have another table for sensor table for all the users and their respective sensors. So if we see all the fields, we can see that we have two instances. One is stopped and one is running. So San Jose, downtown San Jose, as we stopped it for demo, its state is stopped here, and downtown San Jose 2 is currently running. This was the username and source which we have selected. So the username actually links instance with the user table. So username is actually a foreign key in this table, whereas it is a primary key in the users table. So as you can see, username sjtc is a primary key. So no two users can have the same username, and each sensor is tracked by the username. So we can see that these two instances belong to the username sjtc. So that's all. So as far as source, we have already entered, state we have already discussed, and instance ID. Now what is instance ID? So instance ID is something which is created on the is AWS EC2 instance. So to not to avoid any confusion for the end user, we hide this instance ID and give a source ID for the user, and in the backend we use the instance ID. So this helps the user not to remember a long instance ID, but rather a simple name which they can enter initially to remember things. So that's about our tables. Now coming back to our application. So this is how a user can admin can manage different users. So going back to the user admin dashboard, the third function of an admin is that it can view all the sensors. So since there are two sensors only two can be seen right now. Manage sensors. This is very important thing. So as we can see, an admin can also manage different sensors. Sorry about the small delay. Actually, there was some problem, so I paused the video. So as we have to describe the terminate in the end. So let's just see the instances which are working right now. So you can see only one instance is running, and it is running right now. So I will just try to stop it. This is the new instance I created. So, so termination operation completed successfully. So if we try to refresh this page, we will see that see it is being shutting down right now. So that's all. That's how termination will work in our web application, and that's all for now. In the final project, we will submit an integrated product which will be complete and which will have all the requirements of the project. Thank you very much for your time. Have a nice day. Thank you.